Good morning. I am Vinod Garg and I am a certified PMP and PMI scheduling professional from PMI USA. Today we will discuss about a very important process of project management, that is plan risk responses. It is fifth process of project risk management. There are 7 processes in project risk management. Out of that, this is fifth process, plan risk responses. As we are all aware that all the projects are unique in nature, and projects are full of uncertainties, full of assumptions, full of constraints. So projects are executed in highly uncertain environments. We may do wonderful planning of the project, but still there are always chances of uncertainties which impact the projects. As we know that we need to be proactive in project management. So if we don't plan the risk, then what will happen? We will manage the crisis. There will be a crisis if the risk occurs, and rather than risk management, we will be doing crisis management. So for proper project management, we should identify the risk, we should analyze the risk, and we should plan what we will do if the risk occurs. And we should decide that who is the owner of a particular risk, so that he keeps it in mind and he keeps monitoring it during the execution and monitoring and control, that if that risk, how to implement, if that risk occurs, how to implement that risk response on the activities. So there are different types of responses which can be performed on the different types of risk. Broadly, we can divide it into strategies for threats and strategies for opportunities. There are 5 types of strategies for negative risk or threat, and 5 types of strategies for positive risk or opportunities. So first we will discuss about 5 types of strategies for threat. These 5 types are escalate, avoid, transfer, mitigate, and accept. The first response, escalate. This escalate means there will be certain risks which are beyond the project, or whatever response we are planning, it is beyond the authority of the project manager. So that risk needs to be escalated. Who will escalate it? It is the responsibility of project manager that he should escalate that risk, particular risk, to maybe program manager, maybe portfolio manager, or maybe to somebody else in the organization whom project manager thinks that he is the most suitable person for handling this risk, for deciding the strategy for this particular risk. But one more thing the project manager has to do is that he has to make sure that he has a communication, he has got the communication about that risk, and he has got the confirmation of risk response and risk response owner. The risk owner has been decided. Up to that extent, it is responsibility of project manager to find out, to make sure that the risk owner has been decided. After that, project manager or project team, they don't need to monitor that risk, particular risk periodically. But yes, this risk, all these risk, escalated risk also will be part of the risk register and risk response owner. The name of the risk response owner, risk owner, will be mentioned in the risk register. So this is the escalation of the risk. Then we come to avoid. Avoid, what kind of risks are avoided? The risk which are high priority risk, which are high probability risk, which has high impact. All 3 are high. There is high probability of occurrence of that risk, very high impact is there. Then we decide that we will not accept this risk, we will not handle this risk. For example, if you want to go for a movie and you know you have high probability that there will be a parking problem, you will not get the parking in the mall. Now you have to avoid this risk. How will you avoid this risk? Either you will drop the idea of going to movie, or you may decide that you will go by cab. So like that you have avoided that risk. You are the probability. In this case, avoid means the probability of occurrence has been made zero. We change the route, we change the plan. And at times, even the projects are abandoned due to the high risk. Now, what actions do we take to avoid the risk? Like we change the plan, we change the strategy, we change the scope of the project, we extend the duration, the duration of the project. Like that, we plan that the probability of occurrence of this risk is zero, so that impact becomes zero. The risk is avoided. Then we come to transfer. There are certain risks which we want to transfer them. We don't want to handle ourselves. We plan that, okay, if we can find somebody else who will take the ownership of this risk, then it's better. So we find out some third party who takes that, okay, I am ready to take, I have become the owner of this risk, but what will you pay to me? Against some premium, the risk is transferred. So insurance is the biggest example of this. Insurance is there, performance bonds are there, guarantees are there, warranties are there, and even the contracting is the biggest reason for transferring the risk. We contract, we sublet the certain portion or the complete contract to somebody else, so that if we find that it's a risky project, we at times we sublet the project to third party and we share some profit out of it. So this is about transfer of the risk. Now we come to the mitigate. In mitigate, we either reduce the probability of occurrence or we try to reduce the impact of the threat. How do we do it? Like maybe suppose there is a quality risk. So what we do, we will add one more resource to the quality checking and we will do more tests in that. If we have some scheduling risk or estimating risk, so we can outsource it. Like that we can mitigate the risk. Now, most of the time in the project, we have to do mitigation of the risk only. And the mitigation is done when it is highly probable, high probability risk, but low impact risk. Then we come to the acceptance of the risk. The fifth strategy in threat is acceptance. Acceptance means we don't do anything proactively about this risk. We just make a list, have a list. We have these risks in the risk register. We just monitor these risks whether they occur or not. But we don't have any proactive action. No risk owner is there. In this case, there is no risk owner for this risk. There can be two types of acceptance. There can be passive acceptance of the risk. There can be active acceptance. In both the cases, there is no response owner. In active acceptance, we just add some contingency of maybe time, cost and resources. So this is the chart. You can see in this, we choose the option of avoiding for high probability and high impact risk. We choose the transfer of the risk when the probability is very low but the impact is very high. We choose mitigate when the probability is very high but impact is very low. And we accept the risk when the probability is low and the impact is also low. Now you should see this in this figure, and in this figure there is a probability that this person can fall down the cliff. He has to go to the edge of the cliff and the mud can slide or he can fall down the cliff. Now if he want to avoid it, in the first figure you will see that he is trying to avoid it, he is going away, he is not ready to take up this task. But that may not be the option in the project. Then the second option is that he has asked someone and he is trying to mitigate it. There is some of his teammate, he is putting a stool so that the impact of that slide is reduced. And in another figure you see that he is there with the money and he is trying to give that money to somebody. That means he is trying to transfer the risk and he is trying to ask the third party to execute this particular activity. And in the last figure you see that he doesn't care about this. He accepts the risk He has accepted the impact of the fall, and he might have measured the height of the cliff. He might have measured that there is not much wind pressure, there is no much risk. So he might have accepted that risk in the last figure. So this is about the strategies for 5 strategies for negative risk or negative events or threat, we can say. Now we come to the strategies for opportunities. What we will do in case there are some positive events. Again, there are 5 types of strategies which we can plan for the positive events or opportunities. First one is escalate. Again, escalate, same thing which we do in negative. It's beyond the capacity of the project manager, it is beyond the projects. So we decide the project manager has the responsibility to escalate this opportunity also, maybe to program manager, maybe to portfolio manager, maybe to somebody else in the organization, in PMO or in head office, that please take care of this risk, this is beyond my capacity. He has to make sure that he receives the response, positive response, and he receives that the response owner has been decided, and the response owner has been added in the risk register list. After that, on routine basis, on regular basis, the project team doesn't need to monitor that particular risk, but it will be part of the risk register throughout the project. Then comes, in opposition to avoid, it is exploit. In threat, we try to make the probability of occurrence 0. In this case, in exploit, we try to make the probability to 100%. It should be 100% probable now. So we exploit the opportunity, we put all the efforts, we put what we do, what actions do we take in this case. We put best of the resources of the organization to exploit that opportunity. We put more funds to that particular portion of the, if suppose the particular portion can give us more profit, we put all the efforts in that. One example can be like, if it is an incentive based project and it is decided, the client says that you will get incentive if you can save 1 month for me. So this is an opportunity. This probability is close to 100%. We put more and more resources to it, put more money to execute this project and finish it within 1 month prior to the schedule and get the advantage of incentive. So now comes the share. Share is opposite of transfer. In this, again, we need a third party to share it. Like suppose there is a project. You are doing a project and suddenly client says, you are a civil contractor and client says you do the interior work also. But you know that you are not expert in interior and you don't have the resources for interior work. So how to avail this opportunity? And this is an opportunity. So you share this opportunity with third party. You engage third party with you who is expert in interior and you are taking the contract and sharing the profit. So this is sharing the opportunity. That you do the interior work, I will do the civil work. Or there can be another example when, while doing the project, initial scope was up to some first phase only. And the client says, you can get the second phase, you can start the second phase work also, but you are not able to avail this opportunity. You don't have the resources for this, then you share this opportunity with somebody else. So this is sharing the opportunity. Now we come to the enhance. In enhance is opposite of mitigate. In mitigate, we try to reduce the probability of occurrence of the event, or we try to reduce the impact. In this case, enhance, we try to enhance the probability or impact of the event, positive event. So, and after last, it is accept. Again, in accept, we accept it passively or actively. In passive acceptance, we don't do anything, and in any case, there is no risk owner in both the cases. And in case of active acceptance, we just add some contingency, some positive contingency to time, cost, or resources. So this was about risk responses.